$6 billion could alleviate...
What up, y'all? Maltall Network back in the building.
32 million people who are on the brink of starvation. That is according to the World Food Program, which is calling on billionaires like Tesla's Elon Musk to donate.
Of course.
In response,
like the government is so short of money, right?
FP can describe on this Twitter thread exactly how $6 billion will solve world hunger. I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it. He added that it must be open source accounting so that the public can see where the money is going. Joining me now is David Beasley. He is the head of the UN World Food Program.
Listen, get a load of this guy.
The World Food Program responded to this. Tell us what you are saying to Elon Musk. He wants an explanation here about how this money could be used.
You know, this is fantastic news because Elon's a very, very smart guy. And for him to even enter into this conversation is a game changer because, simply put, we can answer his questions. We can put forward the plan that's clear. We're the world's largest operation now, feeding about 120 million people. But because of COVID impacting already climate change and conflict, we have a one-time crisis of about 42 million people that are literally knocking on famine's door. It will cost about over $6 billion to reach those 42 million. And we can do that. And I will show him.
Then go ask the government.
In front of him, we have all the cost accounting, public transparency, any and everything that he would ask, we will be glad to answer. And I look forward to having this discussion with him because lives are at stake. I'm not picking on Elon Musk.
Lives are at stake.
Making money. But as you know, during the height of COVID, billionaires made extraordinary amounts of money. Governments are tapped out. We got people dying, and we've got an answer to this. And please help us on this one-time ask. Please help us.
You're calling on billionaires, as you said, because
this nigga sound like he asking for donations at the mosque.
Moment. Describe for us the state of, I know you said 42 million, but take us through what it is like to be one of those people.
Oh my gosh, Brianna, I go out in the field, as you know, all the time. And I remember in Yemen, I was tickling a little girl's foot. She might have been a year old, and it was like tickling a ghost. She didn't respond. I have 4 children. I've seen just recently in Madagascar and in the Central America, as well as in Ethiopia and Sudan and the Sahel, the children that are emaciated and bloated and dying from hunger. And so when I joined the World Food Program, there were 80 million people, what we say, marching towards starvation. That number spiked to 135 pre-COVID because of man-made conflict and climate change. But COVID had just compounded it to 270 million people. COVID's will come back down. Economies will start moving again strongly. And so we have a one-time crisis. And if we don't, Brianna, do this, let me tell you what's going to happen. It's not that just people will die. You're also talking about destabilization of nations and mass migration, which is 100 times more expensive than the $6 billion. In fact, it could be 1,000 times more. Let me give you a simple example in Central America.
Yo, this man sound like a priest, yo. He sound like he run a mega church.
They had an article that the United States was spending $60 million a week at a cost of $3,750 per person, children and teenagers in shelters. That same child back in Guatemala, we can do it for $1 to $2 a week. People don't want to leave home, but if they don't have food in any degree of peace, they go do what any of us would do as moms and dads, and they're going to find it. But when we feed 120 million people like we do every day, week, month, a year, we survey people and talk to people. They don't want to leave. And so this 42 million we're talking about, they are on famine's door. It's a worst case scenario. This is a one-time ask for the world's billionaires. I saw Elon just yesterday's net worth increase went up 20.
All right, enough of this guy. Enough. I've had enough. This guy sound like a priest at a mega church, man. I've had enough of him. David Beasley, 6 billion would feed 42 million lives. Elon Musk said, all right, show me how you're going to spend it. David Beasley responded saying, no problem. I'll show you everything. We'll see how it goes. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Real reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I would like to assume the people on my channel, I think we all like to dig a little deeper and read between the lines, you know. There's no money shortage for the UN. The UN has loads and loads of money that just go into the pockets of the politicians. If you're old enough to know, you don't even got to be that old. It's honestly common knowledge. All of this money is being funneled into the pockets of these powerful people, including David Beasley, I would assume. I have no cold hard facts, but I don't need them. I'll take what I can deduce from what he just said and how I feel. A lot of these guys in suits in positions of power, sound really good with their words. They got a nice spiel, but they play a lot of games and they're not really honest and genuine. And I just didn't feel too much genuine energy from this guy as he was speaking. Elon Musk though, he's a dope, he's dope, man. I don't think he was trying to pick on him. I just think Elon Musk was the only billionaire who had the balls to say something to him. I don't think Bezos was going to say anything back. 6 billion. That is 2% of Elon Musk's net worth. I just looked it up. It's about 352 billion right now. So essentially that is his Tesla stock. If he sold his Tesla stock, which is valued at about 2 billion, it would solve the problem of feeding 42 million people. Ain't too much to break down here. I just thought this was pretty interesting. Want to switch up the content a little bit, bring in different crowds. I don't know the guy personally, but I like the way that he does his business. I like the way he thinks out of the box, and I like how he's not your typical wealthy man. He thinks differently. He speaks his mind. And also, he's one of the more newer billionaires of this new social media era. So I expect it to be different. Everything's going to be different with social media. And now you see with Meta going on, that's another topic. I'm not even going to speak on Meta right now. Y'all protect y'all mentals, man. Rise above the madness. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Mall Talk Network. I'm out. Catch you on the next one.